You know what? I've got to say, first of all, I've got to apologise, Deevorn Miller. I was interviewing Scott Forrest, and I was like, "Yeah," and you're fighting and my brain just went totally blank, and I was like, "Oh, but yeah." Deevorn Miller, welcome, first time guest. So a massive welcome to you. Talk to us. We are here once again, invited back to Boxer. They obviously like you, and you're going in against Scott Forrest.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Finally, get an interview with you.
Thank
Long
you.
overdue.
Long overdue.
Yes. But yeah, I'm just happy. I'm excited to be here on the platform again. This time, hopefully, I can actually display my skills and yeah, put on a good show.
Talk to me about that. You said this time you want to display your skills. So is that a reflection on previous performances? What is it?
Reflection on my last performance, I was very flat, and reflection on my last time on Boxer, got cut short. Mascara was complaining about a punch behind his head, and then obviously the fight got called. So
Reflection then. What have you learned from those two fights? Because obviously if you was that bad, they wouldn't be calling you back. Do you understand what I mean? But
Yeah.
I understand as a boxer, you got to be your hardest critic.
it's more about like overthinking and kind of letting a lot of things outside of it get into your head. A lot of things were happening leading up to the fight, and I felt like I was brushing it off, thinking, "Oh, it's all right." But then in the fight, I still was taking other things into the fight, whereas you just need to be in the zone in the moment.
How do you train yourself to do that? Because I get it. I'm not a professional boxer. So when you walk into that ring, how do you then literally unpack everything that's going on and leave it outside and go in and focus?
Sometimes it's kind of like actually dealing with the issue at hand straight away, rather than putting it in the back burner and kind of thinking, I'll deal with it after. Actually deal with the issue at hand and then move on, and then you'll be able to kind of feel at ease.
Yeah. What I will say is, obviously, I see you in the gym. I know you're as fit as hell. I watch your stories all the time, not in a stalker way, but I do keep an eye on the fighters, especially when they're due to a fight. I'm like, okay, let's have a look and see what he's up to. Talk to us about this camp, getting ready for this fight. I mean, it's here now, camp's done. So talk to us how the camp went.
It's been a bit of a messy one, to be honest.
What do you mean messy?
Very short notice, like
Okay.
a few weeks, which is all right.
2 weeks?
I think it was about 2 weeks until it actually got confirmed. I knew about a week prior than that.
But have you been in the gym though?
I've been in the gym anyway. Been training, and it's a bit hard to get sparring partners because obviously Christmas period, New Year's, people are like, and it's just hard kind of getting consistent sparring partners. But made it work.
Making it work. Have you looked at Scott Forrest's style, seen what he's about? Have you done a bit of studying on him?
Yeah, we've done studying on him. We've seen his style. Some things from the amateurs. He still fights similar in the pros. But yeah, we know what we want to do. But in there, you have to adapt anyway. So yeah.
And that is it. You could literally prepare for a certain fighter, come out and do something else, and then you're like a rabbit in the headlights. It's like you've got to have that adaptability. So speaking to us, she said about showcasing your skills. What is Deevorn Miller's style then? When you talk about you want us to see what you're about, talk to us about your style. You have to pick yourself up now. You got to be. You got to.
It's a style what kind of just like oozes out confidence and like fluidity. I like to flow. I like to switch it. I like to use my power. I like movement. I'm a bit of everything really, but yeah, it depends what Miller comes out on the night. Sometimes I like coming forward, and sometimes I like boxing the back foot. So it's a mixture.
And when you see your opponents, what do you see as his? I'm going to switch it this time. So I usually ask for weaknesses. What do you see as his strengths?
He's confident because he hasn't taken a loss in the pro rank. Maybe. Let's have that as his strength, and he believes in his power. But everyone's got power.
Do you think?
Everyone in the cruiserweight division has it to a certain extent. It's not like you're going to go in there and be able to just walk with your hands down. But yeah, he might be a bit more powerful than someone who's like a boxer, but he's not going to be anything I haven't felt before.
And you know, like the ring generalship, like you said, you know, he's done a lot in the amateurs, very active fighter. And you talk about his style not necessarily changing. He's got the same style. However, like with somebody that's experienced like that, we talk about the ring generalship, the way they're able to control the ring. How do you intend on potentially like nullifying that? Because it's about nullifying the strengths. It's about cutting the ring off without answering for you. But how do you intend to do that?
Exactly what he said, nullify it. And as soon as he tries to engage or launch an attack. There's nullify. I can nullify it by coming forward and smothering it. I can nullify it by going back, sidestepping. Whatever I sense with his speed, I need to get his timing and his speed and his power.
Okay.
And then from once I got that, it's easier to kind of judge what skill to use.
And how long would you say that it takes to like download that information when you get in the ring with a fighter, and obviously you're trying to like suss them out? People usually take, I don't know, some people take a couple of rounds. He reckons it's going to take him seconds to download your data. How long does it take for you to download the data to see what's going to come back at you?
It all depends. Sometimes the fight starts really fast and you can download some of the data, but then in the second round it changes because he might start out first round fast.
All right.
Second round he might slow down, and then you kind of be like, okay, cool, now I've got it. So it's just all dependent. Sometimes you get someone straight away. Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 rounds, but they're trying to make it come down to 8 rounds instead of a 10. So
Yes.
I'm gonna have to do it quicker.
You're going to have to do it quicker. Are you looking, I know it sounds like a stupid question or a generic question, but when you go in the ring, what is your mindset? Do you go in there to get that knockout?
Or this
Just
fight,
a wins or win? I don't know. What is Deevorn Miller?
I do try to hurt people. I want to hurt people. I want to get knocked out. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like
Good, at least
that's the best feeling you want to get. When you end it early as well, it's anticlimax, but it feels good.
I've heard that fighters say it's almost euphoric when they see someone on the floor. This is something that I haven't experienced. But as a fighter, it's almost like that Thanos thing when you're taking their energy, right? I don't
Take their
know.
soul.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
talk to us about that.
Oh, I love it, man. I look back at like one of my favorite knockouts, and anytime I like see a picture or video, I'm just like, wow, like
So it gives you
can
that.
physically do that with just your hand. Like it's insane, but it's very short lived, very very short lived. So
And
like,
then you have
like,
to have it again.
Yeah.
Is that why they say that like boxing's addictive with certain fighters that just can't seem to let go? I mean, we saw Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul, and people were saying everything about it, but that fighter just doesn't go away, does it?
Nah, it's always in them. It must be something in the mental, because like physically you might feel flat or not really wanting to do it, but mentally your mind's telling you, I'm getting in that ring, I'm getting in the gym. So yeah, it's a bit of a hard thing to let go of.
So Saturday then, getting the win, like I said, it's the same to Scott. It's like you have to be positive, you have to see yourself winning the fight. What would this win mean to you?
It was a very big, good stepping stone, and kind of gets me back in the winning ways, and just kind of take it from there. Really, I feel like it'll push me on to get some fights what I really want. So yeah, hopefully I display my skills and get the win.
And what is the roadmap for Deevorn Miller? Last question from me. What is your roadmap? How do you see 2025? Like, how many fights you'd like to have, and what you want to achieve?
I just want to get Scott Forrest out of there first, and then I'll plan the rest of 2025.
Safe answer. Listen, I appreciate your time. Sorry for the waiting around, but
right.
Listen, all the best on Saturday, and a pleasure to speak to you.
You too, appreciate it.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.